Do you ever look back at something from your childhood with rose-tinted spectacles well and truly fastened to your face? Some place or something, it brings back all the nostalgic vibes. For me, one of those things was a Smith Corona typewriter / word processor. Here are some images of the type that I think I owned, and I found this for sale on eBay, the Wordsmith 200. The keys and the colour of it had all the look of an earlier Atari or Amiga computer. Hands up if you owned one of those and you know what I'm talking about. But if you look above the keyboard and beyond the 20 character, I think it was 20 characters, word processing window, you come upon not 2 rows of type bars ready to punch their type slugs onto your copy paper, but actually what Smith Corona called a daisy wheel, which rotated very quickly to match up with whatever you're typing, and in doing so sounded like a typewriter of a bygone age. I'll put some pictures up of some I also found on eBay. The amazing thing about this daisy wheel was that you could take it out and change it for another with a different font set. And I think I might have had at least 5 different daisy wheels. The satisfying clicky keys together with a clackety-clack as the typewriter stands hit the paper takes me back at least 35 years. But in this video, I'm not nostalgia reviewing a device from the 80s. I'm taking a look at something I purchased a month or so ago and promised I'd talk about it. And like the Smith Corona, it's a device which is seemingly between 2 worlds, but this time purposely so. This is the QwerkyWriter Typewriter-Inspired mechanical keyboard, which, although missing the type bars and somewhere to insert a sheet of A4, has the look and feel and sound of a bygone age, entwined together with Bluetooth multi-connectedness, and it's designed for the most modern of devices, the tablet. This keyboard truly embodies the term vintage modern. Okay, my name is Mark from The Spark. Let's get started. If you're into stuff like this, I think you'll agree that the QwerkyWriter Typewriter mechanical keyboard is an absolute showstopper, with its retro design aesthetics meant to emulate a pre-electric typewriter. I've got this thing on full display on my new table, which is near the front entrance as people come into our home, and on more than one occasion. In fact, even just the day before recording this video, I've had friends stop and look, and without exception, they've needed to reach out and touch and type. It's a design which draws you in and you simply must have a go. But don't let its vintage charm fool you. It's packed with modern features you'd also expect from a wireless keyboard today. And it's this intriguing blend of past and present that makes it stand out. So the keyboard is well constructed. It's got a thick aluminium body that gives it a great heft and it prevents it from sliding around your desk. And to contrast its matte black finish, the keys and other bits and bobs on it have a bright, shiny chrome accent. It's a beautiful piece of hardware, I think, that's as sturdy as it is eye-catching. The company that makes this, Qwerkytoys, has toy in their name, but I've got to say, not once have I considered this a toy, only viewing it as a professional device which encourages me to do more writing. And the price tag, which I'll talk about in a moment, only reflects the fact that this isn't a toy, or at least you shouldn't treat it like one. As well as its looks, the other major attraction and the thing that really makes this addictive to use is the keys. Each key is made from hard black plastic with symbols stenciled into their tops. The mechanical keys are equipped with Cherry MX clicky switches, I believe, and these deliver a tactile feedback and click sound for that authentic typewriter experience. Now I work on my own most of the time, so I can smash these keys to my heart's content, but you might want to have a little bit more thought about whether this is suitable for you if you share your workspace, as not everyone might be as joyously happy as you hammer away. Now, I mentioned earlier that this thing can connect to your tablet via Bluetooth, and it is in fact a multi-device wireless keyboard which you can pair to 3 devices at once if you wanted, and easily swap between them. So you could happily use it as, say, a replacement for your desktop keyboard. In the instructions for this keyboard, it does stress in a few different places that for the very best low latent response, you want to connect it with a wire via its USB-C connection. Now personally, I've not noticed or been bothered by any latency, but if this is something you're sensitive to, then they've given you this option as well. And obviously while it's plugged in, it charges the keyboard too. As you can see, my 12.9-inch iPad Pro with a protective shell fits quite happily at the back of the keyboard, which not only really ramps up the typewriter style experience, it also shows that if my 12.9-inch iPad fits, then I think any size tablet will be okay fitting in this slot. However, bear in mind that this is metal, the thing that it rests on, so it does have the potential to scratch. Let's talk about this prominent feature, the large chrome return bar. Now this thing isn't here just for show, it's actually a programmable macro key which comes pre-programmed as the enter function, but with a few simple taps you can change it to do pretty much whatever you want. For example, I've programmed it to take a screenshot. On the whole, that is a useful feature, but when typing, I have found it gets in the way a bit until your typing muscle memory kicks in. But even then, on occasion, I do find my fingers bumping up against it. You've also got these dual function scroll knobs, which again, aren't just to make it look authentic. One knob controls the volume and the other mimics a mouse scroll on documents and web pages. It might have been nice to have made these programmable as well. I don't know, maybe to select a whole bunch of text or the ability to turn the screen brightness up and down. Stuff like that, but it is what it is. Now, I mentioned a few moments ago that the price doesn't reflect something that's just a toy for show. I don't normally spend this kind of money on keyboards, but I bought this at a reduced price of $249, which was actually down from $399, which even I would have balked at. Now, the problem for folks outside the USA is that you'll also have to pay a hefty shipping price, as this thing's manufactured and delivered from the US. And in my case, shipping to the UK was an additional $59. So the price isn't going to appeal to everyone's pocket. But for the quality of its build, its unique design and the features it offers, and even the fact that this thing screams at me to use it and write with it, it might be worth the investment for those seeking an encouraging, distinct typing experience. All in all, the QwerkyWriter Typewriter mechanical keyboard is a well-designed, well-constructed keyboard that offers a unique typing experience. Sure, the price, I get that, maybe even the noise, and the positioning of certain keys might be a problem, but for me, it ticks all my boxes. If you want to spice up your desk with a touch of nostalgia, the QwerkyWriter Typewriter mechanical keyboard, quite a mouthful, is a great addition. What do you think? Is this keyboard worth the investment? I mean, I've looked around and I've seen that some modern mechanical keyboards can approach this price. Does the nostalgia, the look, and the feel of this push it into purchasing territory for you? I did try some vastly cheaper nostalgia typewriter style keyboards from Amazon, but they all went back for various different reasons, but mostly because the build quality simply wasn't there. This typewriter, on the other hand, ain't going nowhere. Alright, as always, a like on this video would be amazing, but even better, a little tap on the sub button would make you a legend in my eyes. Leave me some comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this video. I tend to respond to every comment, as I'd love to build a community, not just a following. Okay, until the next video, happy typing?